The Springboks over Italy, 49 points to 3. That's a one-sided result. You can see on the board there was a red card during this game, so that does, I guess, skew the result a wee bit. And also there were uncontested scrums for the majority of the game. So that's also a little harder to get a read on where things were at. But ultimately, the scoreboard doesn't lie. 49 points to 3 is a convincing win for the Springboks. Any talk about a potential Italian upset or about this being the biggest game that the Italians needed to play, only chance to make it a 49-3 is what I have to say to that, I guess. I think I picked the Springboks by like 24, and even that turned out to be majorly conservative. I mean, the red card again is a factor, but still. Within the first minute, or the first 2 minutes, Ferrari, the prop, the tight head for Italy, goes off. He's injured, he's done. Riccone comes on. He doesn't last the distance either. But between there is a try. Chislin Colby gets the first try of the game. It's magic. There's a long pass from LaRue. Colby's still got at least one man to beat and one man to, get to the try line first, before. So he's got 1.5 guys, maybe 2 guys to beat. And he does. He does it so easy. So easily. Outrageously easily. He's just that kind of player, isn't he? They didn't get close to stopping him. So, excellent work. South Africa's up 7-0. 8 minutes, Italy kick a penalty to bring it back in touching distance at 7-3. But then from the restart, they concede their own penalty and Pollard kicks it, so it's 10-3. That gap is just put back to where it was. 18 minutes, the backup tight head who's come on for Italy, the Riccone, he goes off for an HIA. He was hurt in the lead up to that as well. I think they were giving his leg some attention. He doesn't come back. So it's uncontested scrums from then on, which is pretty unfortunate for the game. It's an area where, we like to see that scrum battle. No scrum battle. It's not going to be a thing. 20 minutes, the South Africans are on attack. Dean Budd gets a nice little ankle tap on Pollard. Actually, it might have been their own 22. I can't remember. But they knock it on, and it's kind of Italy staying in the game and putting a bit of pressure on the Springboks. 21 minutes, the Italians do get an attack. Again, it's from the uncontested scrums, but the South Africans turn them over, and they're able to hold out as well. So it's kind of both defenses getting the upper hand. Then 25 minutes, South Africa look like they've got an overlap. The pass goes to LaRue. He can't catch it. Initially, you're thinking, damn, LaRue, you're out of form. Why did you drop that? But the pass from, I think it was Colby, was pretty high, above his shoulders. So it was too hard for him to take. And they knocked it on, but they go back for the penalty. The Boks kick it out. And Maulet Mbonambi gets his try on 27 minutes. So, good conversion for the Springboks. It's 17 points to 3. Italy on 34 minutes, they go 13 phases. The TMO ends up giving a penalty to the Springboks because it's a neck roll on one of the South African players. So it's not the dumbest thing that happens in this game in terms of Italy giving away a penalty, but it's pretty bad. Your team's on attack, 13 phases. You need to keep on the movement. I think South Africa had actually conceded a penalty. I could be mistaken, but Italy ended up giving it away. And that's how it finishes at halftime. It's not the finest first half. There was a few scrappy moments. Run meters ended up being 109 to South Africa, 52 to Italy in that first half, which is very low compared to all the preceding games in the World Cup. Possession territory were pretty even. Tackling percentages were 86% and 89% for both teams. So South Africa first, Italy with 89. Penalties conceded 4-7. So yeah, it was still close-ish in that first half. Italy weren't dead and buried. And they started off the second half really fired up. Bramstein gets a good line break. There's an offload. Eventually they get stopped. But it's good positive play from the Italians early in that second half. But after the ref has blown a whistle, I think it was against Faf de Klerk, Dwayne Vermeulen's got the ball. And 2 of the Italian guys pick him up and dump him into the ground, head first. it's after the whistle, and it's about as dumb as it gets. I know if you're frustrated that the other team's giving away a penalty and taking the ball off you and it's disrupted your play, that's annoying. But dumping a guy on his head is not only extremely reckless, but also just thick. And Lavotti ends up getting a red card. It's the dumbest thing we've seen this World Cup, honestly. It was just dumb. And then from then on, Italy's done. South Africa, they managed to make that extra man count. And boy, do they make it count. So 44 minutes, Peter-Steph du Toit gets a try TMO'd because they say Kolisi obstructed Tommaso Allen from making a tackle. But it doesn't matter because 50 minutes, they get a penalty, make it 20-3. 53 minutes. What have I written there? I've written something about offloads. It's Colby's try. I was looking for the try on the ball, but I couldn't find it. Sorry, guys. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. South African hands. There's offloads. There's a little kick through. That's what I couldn't read on my notes. And Colby ends up getting a try. They missed the conversion. It's 25 points to 3. 57 minutes. Peter-Steph du Toit goes close. He offloads to nobody, which is a bit of a lack of execution moment. But as the Italians are trying to counter, Polledri throws a pass and intercepts it, kind of bounces off Parise's knee, and he canters in for a try. It's 32-3. 67 minutes, Mapimpi gets a try. I think it was from a Leroux kick. And then 72 minutes, South Africa go close again, but Pollard ends up dropping the ball cold. At least he was trying to go for a little chip kick, ends up dropping it. So with the Peter-Steph thing, there were a few little moments of lacking of execution, but there were some other ones which were just plain magic. 75 minutes, Snyman gets a try. Minozzi, I don't know what he's thinking. Colby is dragging him into touch. He's in his own 22, so he doesn't want to go into touch. He chicken wings the ball out the back. First guy to get it, Snyman. Snyman goes over for a try. So that makes it 44-3. Concerningly for South Africa, just before full time, Colby gets a line break. He gets caught, but when he gets back up, he's limping, so he might be injured. We'll wait and see what the medical prognosis is, because this is straight after the game, so I haven't seen if there's any updates, but hopefully it's just like a dead leg or a strain, nothing too serious, because he's a key player, man. That guy was phenomenal from this game, and he was one of the outstanding guys for South Africa against the All Blacks as well. They're not done, though. They don't just kick the ball out and end the game. South Africa, they get a penalty after the whistle. They kick it out. Instead of going for a tap and full time, they kick it out, get the line out. The maul goes over, and Marks gets his try. They miss the conversion. 49 points to 3. Very convincing. Again, it's hard to say with the uncontested scrums and with the red card just how much influence that had on the game, but South Africa, without being as clinical as they could be, still racked up almost 50 points. So final stats: run meters 595 to 250, possession 55%, and territory 57% in South Africa's favour. Tackling percentages, actually both sides remained pretty high. 86% and 84%. 86 is South Africa. That's surprising, seeing as the Italians conceded almost 50 points. Penalties conceded 6 to 13. Knock-ons were 10 to 4, so South Africa were 10. They'll want to bring that number down a bit, but again, we've seen other games where it's like Ireland were, I think, 15 against Russia, and Fiji were 18 against Georgia, so 10 at this World Cup is actually a manageable number for a team with more possession, but yeah. Individuals, Leroux had 2 try assists, which we'll be happy with, although he wasn't perfect in his game either. He had one little kick where he was trying to kick through side of the boot into touch. This is what I'm talking about. Like, South Africa weren't perfect, but still. The goal kicking for South Africa was 67%, which again, you'd probably want that a bit higher if it was higher. They're well into the 50s. But individuals, Colby, 100 run meters, 4 defenders beaten. Fantastic. 104 run meters, 2 defenders beaten. Still very good, man. and he's playing so many minutes as well. Damon Delende, 5 defenders beaten. For Italy, Polledri had 7 defenders beaten, so that's a good stat for him. Brumstein was the top run meter getter for Italy with 47. Ideally, you want more points than 3, but good effort from him against his former countrymen. And Polledri actually had 14 out of 15 tackles, so he was the top tackler of the match. He's been in very good form all this World Cup. Kolisi was the top tackler for South Africa with 11 from 11. I think Diaka also had 11, but he missed 1. So, or maybe it was 3. He missed a few anyway. So, yeah, 49-3. Massive win for the Springboks. Pool B is looking pretty much sorted now, isn't it? So, we'll see what happens with the rest of the games, but it was very convincing from the Springboks. The Italians will be pretty disappointed with how that went, especially that moment was pretty brainless, but yeah. You guys let me know what your thoughts were on this game, key performers, any updates on Colby's injury, do let me know. And yeah, 1:15 in the morning, I'm going to go to bed. I will see you guys again later. See ya.